Adventures in time and space, told in future tense. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, bring you Dimension X. It happened during a routine skirmish in the Great War. Patrols advanced from the defense perimeter under jet cover and preceded by napalm throwers. The enemy defended in depth and mopped up with guided 98s fired from 40 miles to the rear. The blast area was 10 miles in circumference, and the medics didn't find much to pick up over 500 yards in.
Take it in here. Where? Look out, it's lousy with mud.
Okay, man, guide me.
More. That left.
Okay.
More.
Right.
Hold it. Stretchers. Come on, drivers, get those men out. Yes, sir. Get a move on, line them up. Come on. Easy. You want to kill him? Okay, take it away. They might have left these Joes where they was. Half of them won't last till the plane comes.
As long as they're alive, they'll be treated. Get out the tags, Travis. Start talking names.
Yes, sir. This one must have been 1,000 yards in.
Get his dog tag out.
What a mess. Here. Hartley Allen, Captain G5, Chem Research, AN73D, number SO238694003J.
Alan Hartley?
Alan Hartley.
Well, if that could be the Hartley that wrote Children of the Mist and Conqueror's Road.
Never heard of him. Major, I think maybe he's part conscious. Maybe I should give him another shot.
Go ahead, Sergeant. There isn't much else we can do for him. It's a rotten shame.
Ain't it always? Okay, Captain, give me your arm.
There.
Get up, Alan. You can't stay in bed all day.
I remember that. Clear as if it were real.
Up and at 'em. Hit the deck.
Remarkably vivid. Strange.
Alan, you all right?
I'm all right. What's wrong with my voice? It's too high.
What are you doing? Practicing singing?
My voice has changed.
Is that all? You're growing up. Happy birthday, son.
Happy birthday?
Hey, wake up, son. Wake up.
I am awake.
Come on, out of bed.
I don't understand.
Breakfast waiting. Now, out of bed or I'll turn it over.
All right. It's a dream.
Maybe, but you're wide awake now.
I am awake now.
Well, half awake anyway.
That's the Bell of St. Boniface, isn't it? What day is it?
You kidding? You forget today's your birthday?
No, I didn't forget.
Neither did I. Here, son. Happy 13th birthday. You won't guess what's in here.
A rifle. A light .22 rifle.
How'd you know that?
I remembered.
Did I spill the beans sometime? I could have sworn it'd be a surprise. Well, go on, open it. Like it?
Yeah, it's perfect, Dad.
I'll be shaving, Alan. Come down to breakfast when you're ready. It's a big day today. You're almost a man.
Almost.
You're still groggy. Snap out of it, Alan.
I will. There's a dream in it somewhere. But I'm not sure which.
What?
Never mind, Dad. I'll be right down for breakfast.
Now for coffee. Mrs. Stauber makes the best in town.
A black for me.
A what?
Oh, I mean...
You may be 13, Alan, but that's still a little young for coffee, especially black.
Oh, I wasn't thinking.
What are you going to do today, son?
I want to do some reading this morning, I guess.
That's always a good thing to do. After breakfast, suppose you take a walk down to the station and get me a Times.
Didn't it come?
What, the Times? They don't deliver. Be a good idea, though. Maybe I'll talk to Sam Ashburn about it. Here's a $50, Alan. Get anything you want for yourself out of the change.
Thanks, Dad.
Finish your milk before you go.
Oh, sure, Dad.
And hurry back. I like to finish the crossword puzzle before lunch.
Here you are, Alan. 1 times. Tell your father the puzzle's a stinker.
Thanks, Mr. Ashburn.
Look out for the trucks when you cross the highway.
Oh, I'll go across Elton's lot shortcut.
Elton's? You'll have a hard time crossing there, son. There's 4 buildings on that block.
I thought they burned down.
Seen 'em this morning, big as life.
Oh, I guess that didn't happen yet.
What'd you say?
Oh, nothing, Mr. Ashburn. I was just muttering.
In my days, youngsters talked up.
Yes, sir. Bye, Mr. Ashburn. Monday, August 6, 1945. Okinawa 1, bombing Japan.
Hey, Alan, wait up.
Larry Morton. Hiya, Larry.
Hi, Al. Hey, you want to have a catch or something?
No, I have some things I want to do at home.
Wow, get him. Fancy pants talk. Things I want to do at home.
Oh, go chase yourself around the block.
Go jump in a garbage can, will you?
Go take a flying jet to the moon.
Hey, that's a new one. A flying jet to the moon. Hey, you thought up a new one, Al.
Yeah.
Hey, how about us going swimming at the canoe clubs after?
Gee, I wish I could. I gotta stay home. After.
You see the football movie at the Grand? Boy, what a team. Notre Dame.
I thought you liked Cornell.
Cornell? Ha, they couldn't even beat Vassar.
You're going to Cornell, aren't you?
Me? Cornell? Fat chance.
I'll bet you do.
I wouldn't take your money.
I know you wouldn't. You'll go to Cornell, all right.
Cornell. Far above Cayuga's waters, there's an awful smell.
Just the same, you'll go to Cornell. I've got to hurry, Larry.
Well, so long, Al. See ya.
So long, Larry. See ya.
I'm stuck in this corner. A 7-letter word to mix in proportion.
Titrate.
Huh? T-I... It fits. How'd you know that, Alan?
What? Oh, I read it somewhere, I guess.
Oh. What are you reading now, Tarzan again?
No, not Tarzan.
It's refreshing to see you with a book. Sometimes I think I ought to forbid comic books in the house. Yeah, they must be raising the devil with those bombing raids in Japan.
How long do you think the war in Japan will last, Dad?
Oh, I'd say the middle of 1946. We'll have to invade those islands foot by foot.
I wouldn't be surprised if the war was over very suddenly.
How, by magic? There isn't a thing on earth will make those Japanese surrender. You expect somebody to make a pass and it'll be all over by this afternoon?
That's just about it.
Mr. Hartley, excuse me. Could I see you for a minute?
Oh, hello, Mr. Gutchall. Sure.
That's Frank Gutchall, Dad?
That's right.
Excuse me. Didn't mean to disturb you, Mr. Hartley.
That's quite all right. It's a lovely day, isn't it, Mr. Gutchall?
The Lord's world is always beautiful.
Oh, of course, Mr. Gutchall.
Mr. Hartley, I wonder if you could lend me a gun and some bullets.
Huh?
My little dog's been hurt and it's been suffering something terrible.
Oh, that's too bad.
I want a gun to put the poor thing out of its pain.
Oh, of course. How would a 20-gauge shotgun do? You wouldn't want anything heavy.
I was hoping you'd let me have a little gun. maybe so big.
A pistol?
So I could put it in my pocket. Wouldn't look right for a godly man to carry a hunting gun through town. I don't hold with killing innocent creatures. People wouldn't understand that it was for a work of mercy.
Of course, I understand. You're a very religious man.
The whole world is evil, Mr. Hartley.
Well, sometimes it certainly looks like it. Well, I have a Colt 38 special from the auxiliary police outfit.
That's fine.
You'll have to bring it right back, Mr. Gutchall. I might be called out.
Dad, Dad, wait a minute. I just remembered.
Remembered what, son?
Aren't there some cartridges left for the Luger? Then you wouldn't be without the Colt.
Hey, that's right. I've got a German automatic, Mr. Gutchall, I could let you have. That way I wouldn't get stuck.
Wait, Dad, I'll get it. I know where the cartridges are.
Well, be careful, son. Well, Mr. Gutchall, it sure turned out nice after all that rain.
Hello, police headquarters. This is Blake Hartley. Frank Gutchall, who lives on Campbell Street, has just borrowed a gun from me ostensibly to shoot a dog. What? No, he has no dog. He intends shooting his wife. Yes, I'll take out the firing pin. He'll walk home. If you hurry, you can get a man there on time. Right.
Oh, there you are. What kept you, Ellen?
I couldn't find the cartridges at first. I'll show Mr. Gutchall how it works. It's all loaded, ready to shoot. This is the safety, and just push it forward and up. There are 8 shots in it.
Did you load the chamber, Ellen?
Oh, sure. It's unsafe now. You understand how it works, Mr. Gutchall?
Yes, I understand. Thank you, Mr. Hartley. Thank you, Sonny. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Gutchall. Return the gun when you're done.
Yes, I'll be done with it soon. Goodbye.
Alan, you shouldn't have loaded that gun.
I guess it's all over now. I had to keep you from fooling with it. Didn't want you to see I took out the firing pin.
You what?
Gutchall didn't want that gun to shoot a dog. He's a fanatic. He sees visions, hears voices. The voices probably put him up to this. I'll submit that any man who holds intimate conversations with disembodied spirits isn't to be trusted with a gun. He wants to shoot his wife.
What are you talking about?
While I was upstairs, I called the police. I put a handkerchief over my mouth and told them I was you.
Why'd you have to do that?
I couldn't have told them. This is little Alan Hartley, 13 years old.
And suppose he really wants to shoot a dog. What kind of a mess will I be in then?
No mess, because I might. But you'll have to front for me. They give me a lot of cheap boy hero publicity, which I don't want.
This is crazy, Alan. This is absolutely crazy.
We'll have the complete returns in 20 minutes.
Mr. Hartley, Mr. Blake Hartley?
That's right.
I'm Detective Sergeant Kaborski from Homicide. Here's your Luger.
Thank you.
I don't know how you spotted that guy, but when we busted in, he was pointing that gun at his wife, swearing a blue streak because it wouldn't go off.
Well, I'm glad I was able to help.
They may have some kind of citation, Mr. Hartley.
Oh, I don't think that's necessary.
Well, in the department, we figure a little publicity never hurt nobody. Even a lawyer, huh?
I really prefer to have it kept quiet.
Well, whatever you say. We'll want you to drop around in the morning for a statement.
I'll be glad to.
Well, thanks, Mr. Hartley. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Sonny.
Goodbye, Sergeant. Why don't you take the citation, Dad?
Well, you were right. You saved that woman's life. Let's see you put back the firing pin.
Sure. There.
Suppose we have a little talk.
But I explained everything.
You did not. Yesterday, you wouldn't even have known how to take this pistol apart. Today, you've been using language and expressing ideas that are outside of everything you've ever known before. Now, I want to know.
Well, I hope you're not toying with a medieval notion of obsession.
What?
You say I'm changed. When did you first notice this?
Last night, you were still my little boy. This morning, I don't know. You've been strange all day. Alan, what's happened to you?
I wish I could be sure myself, Dad. You see, when I woke up this morning, all I could remember was lying on a stretcher injured by a bomb explosion. I was 43 years old and the year was 1975.
1975? That's right. You'll be 43 in 1975. But a bomb?
Yes, during the siege of Buffalo in the Third World War. I was a captain in G5 Scientific Warfare General Staff.
Buffalo? You mean Buffalo, New York?
Yes, there had been a transpolar invasion of Canada. I was sent to the front to check on service failures of a new lubricating oil. I got hit by a bomb blast. I remember being picked up and getting a narcotic injection. The next thing I knew, I was in bed upstairs, and it was 1945 again. And I was back in my own 13-year-old body.
Alan, you just had a nightmare to end all nightmares, that's all.
I thought it might be that at first, but I rejected it. It wouldn't fit the facts.
But it's ridiculous. All this Battle of Buffalo stuff. You picked it up listening to the radio. All the commentators have been going on about another war after this one. You've just got an undigested chunk of H.V. Calvin born in your subconscious.
But that isn't everything. I remember 4 years of high school, 4 years at Cornell, 7 years as a reporter on the Philadelphia Record, 3 novels, Children of the Mist, Rose of Death, and Conqueror's Road. I wrote detective stories under a phony name. I worked in chemistry. You think a 13-year-old can dream up all that stuff?
But it's the only possible explanation.
Maybe, but I can speak 5 languages today that I couldn't yesterday. French, German, Chinese, Russian, and Spanish. Although I've got a Mexican accent you could cut with a knife.
But how did it happen? I can't believe it.
All I know is here I am. I've been reading up on time theories. Nobody seems to know much about them. Evidently, time exists parallel as another dimension. And I've got kicked backwards and somehow.
But how?
It may have been the radiations from the bomb. Or the narcotic injection. Or both together. But the fact remains I'm here with full knowledge of my future identity.
This is quite a shock, Alan.
But you do believe me, don't you?
Yes, I suppose I must. You seem so strange, as if you weren't my son.
I'm your son, all right. The same body as yesterday. I've just had an educational shortcut.
Wait a minute. If you can remember the next 30 years, suppose you tell me when the war is going to end. This one against the Japs, I mean.
Sure. The Japanese surrender will be announced at exactly 7:01 p.m. on August 14th, a week from Tuesday. Better make sure we have plenty of grub in the house by then. Everything will be closed up tight till Thursday morning. Even the restaurants. I remember we had nothing to eat in the house but some scraps.
Tuesday week? That's pretty sudden, isn't it?
Not after today.
What do you mean, what happened today?
Plenty. What time is it, Dad?
11:16.
Is your watch right?
To the second, why?
It'll come at exactly 11:17:40.
What'll come?
The radio announcement.
What are you getting at? Something important on the radio? We'll see.
Don't bother, Dad. It won't work. I remember we had a tube burned out.
Yeah, there is something wrong. What is this announcement of yours?
I memorized it in journalism school at Columbia in 1954. What time is it?
11:18.
They're breaking into the programs now. President Truman has just announced that an atomic bomb has been dropped on the Japanese industrial city of Hiroshima. The bomb was dropped 16 hours ago, and the announcement was delayed to ascertain the results of the explosion. A man named John Howard Peterson read the announcement from the Washington newsroom of NBC.
I don't believe it.
No? Listen. That's the Burt Plate Factory whistle and the bells at St. Boniface. Next, the whistle at the Volunteer Firehouse.
And it's true. It is true.
Sure. Then Larry Morton came by on his bicycle.
Hey, Al, you hear? You hear about the bomb? An atomic bomb.
Yeah, we heard.
Boy, atomic bomb. Oh, boy. I gotta go find my pop. He's on the golf course. Bye, Al. Bye, Mr. Hartley.
You knew. You knew about it.
The next bomb hits Nagasaki.
I thought that stuff about atomic energy was so much fantasy. What? Was that the kind of bomb that got you?
That was a firecracker compared to the one that got me. It was a guided 98, exploded 10 miles away.
And that's going to happen in 30 years?
I remember it.
How about me? Oh, wait, never mind. I don't think I better know when I'm going to die.
I couldn't tell you anyway. I had a letter from you just before I left for the front. You were 78 then, and you were still hunting and fishing and flying your own plane.
But another war and fought on American soil. Alan, I wish this hadn't happened to you.
It happened. I remember it. But if I can help it, I'm not going to get killed in any battle of Buffalo.
But if you remembered, if time exists as a parallel dimension, then every kick we're getting closer to that Third World War.
Dad, you know what I remembered when Gutcho came to borrow that gun?
Well, I suppose that you suspected him and warned me.
No, that wasn't it. The other time, the first time, when I was really 13. I wasn't home. I'd been swimming at the canoe club with Larry Morton. When I got home about half an hour from now, I found the house full of cops.
But if the gun didn't fire...
What makes you think it didn't? Gutcho talked the 38 out of you. Went home, shot his wife 4 times in the body, once behind the ear, and used the 6th shot to blow his own brains out.
That's what you remember?
Yes, but now it hasn't happened because I warned you. Dad, I found out the future can be changed.
One man can't change the whole future.
I stopped the murder and the suicide.
I know, son,
With
but...
30 years to work, I can stop a world war. I'll have the means.
The means?
Unlimited wealth and influence. I've got a good memory, Dad. Wrote a list out this afternoon. Look at this.
Assault, jet pilot, citation, Ponda, middle ground, counter... What is this, code?
Horses. That's a list of Kentucky Derby winners from 1946 to 1970.
You sure?
I learned that list on a bet at the Officers Club in Cincinnati in 1971. Assault paid 8-1. You figure out what we can take in.
Oh, but gambling,
This
son.
isn't gambling. It's a sure thing. When we get rolling, we'll make the Rockefellers look like pikers.
Assault at 8-1. I suppose I could scrape up $5,000. In 10 years, that'll make a lot of money. Any other little thing you have in mind, Alan?
By 1952, we start building a political organization here in Pennsylvania. In 1960, I think we can elect you president.
Well, of course, president? Isn't that going a little too far?
Why not? Who wouldn't vote for a politician who was always right? Besides, that's one thing we've got to change. In 1960, we had a man in the White House who was good to his wife and sang a nice tenor. And that's about all. He fouled up so completely we ended up at war. I think President Hartley might be a little more trusted to take a strong line.
But I don't know anything about international decisions.
I do. I know all the wrong ones. If we can stop a murder, with time we can stop a war.
How do I start?
Well, as I remember, just after that bomb announcement, you got a phone call from the City Fusion Party about the next election.
Well, there is a lot of talk about a reform ticket.
That call is going to be important, Dad. It's the turning point. You've got... There it is.
What do I do?
Answer it. Go ahead.
But, Alan,
Don't worry. I'll tell you what to say. Go ahead.
Hello? Yes, this is Blake Hartley. Judge Crimmins? Well, just a moment. Alan. He's asking me to run.
Oh, my head.
Alan. Alan, what's the matter? Alan.
Oh.
He passed out. Alan, what do I do now? Alan, listen to me. Alan. Alan, what's the matter? Alan.
Captain Hartley. Captain Hartley. Captain Hartley.
He was all right, Doctor. I gave him a shot and he was all right.
He's dead. All right, Sergeant, make up the tag.
Yes, sir.
Hartley, Allen, Captain. Dead August 8th, 1975.
Alan, what happened? Alan. Alan.
Huh?
Alan, are you all right?
Hi, Dad.
I've got Judge Crimmins on the phone. What do I tell him?
What?
Alan, are you all right? You passed out.
Sure, I'm all right. Hey, today's my birthday, isn't it? What did you get me, Dad? What did you get me?
Alan, are you all right?
Sure, I'm okay. What did you get for my birthday, huh?
Don't you remember the Third World War?
What Third World War? Gee, Dad, what's the matter? You're looking at me funny.
Judge Crimmins, I'll have to call you back. Goodbye. You don't remember. You're back again, aren't you? Back to 13 years old.
Sure, I'm 13 today. For corn's sakes, Dad.
You must have died up there. It was only a mind transfer. That means now I'm on my own. I have to do it myself without your help.
Help for what? Oh, if it's the grass, I said I'd cut it tomorrow.
No, it isn't the grass. I've got to save your life, Ellen. I can't let you die that way in 1975.
What are you talking about, Dad? You sound goofy.
I've got to change it all by myself.
Change what?
Never mind, Alan. You don't know yet. Come on, let's have lunch.
Sure, Dad. Hey, how about my present now? What did you get me for my birthday?
Hey, in a minute, son. Go on in.
Hurry up, Dad.
All right. Now, where'd I put that list of horses?
You have just heard another adventure into the unknown world of the future. The world of...
Dimension.
Homecoming is a joyous word. But when the home you're returning to is a burned-out radioactive planet, and when you cannot even imagine what terrible changes you will find there, the word then takes on a very different meaning. Next week, Dimension X brings you a strange story called Dwellers in Silence.
Dimension X is brought to you each week by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of the magazine Astounding Science Fiction. Today, Dimension X has presented Time and Time Again, written for radio by Ernest Kenoy, and the story...
Check, testing, 1, 2, fuck it. Good morning. Ah, what a beautiful song. I love that song. Isn't that a great song? That's just a fucking beautiful jam. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you? How you doing, everyone? Today we're gonna have let's have some fucking more music. I want to listen to that song again. That's a kick-ass song. Let's get do-wacka-do up in here. So here's where my theme normally ends, right here. Right here. So we go to the end theme now. And here's the end of my end theme. Right there. But there's more song left. While it's great, it's not really theme-worthy. It was a little too scatterbrained at the end to use for theme music, but holy hell, wasn't that a great song? I love that song. I just love it. Well, anyway, good morning, people. Abso-friggin-lutely. Shut up, you're making me crazy. Stop talking already. Drink the fucking coffee and shut the hell up. Thank you very much. Oh, Lord. L-O-R-T. I mailed something to you finally. There, Joey. I got to the post office yesterday. So be sure to check your messages for the tracking number so you can be sure to find out when it's going to show up there, buddy. It's regular mail, so it should just come right to your door. Post your mailbox. If it's probably too big for your mailbox, so they're probably going to leave you a little thing that says, "Come to the post office and pick it up, please." So be sure to do that. I also sent a couple of shirts yesterday to Tiffany, a girl from back in the day, back in high school. I've been hooking up with a lot of people from back in the day. It's crazy. I haven't been in contact with so many people from the past since the past. I mean, literally, it's crazy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Man, oh man, oh man. I don't know what to do. I was doing really good yesterday. Mainly because I take a double shot of NyQuil before bed, and I went to sleep late the night before. And so yesterday, the NyQuil kind of hung on for the first part of the day. And then, eating and vitamins and that kind of stuff. I don't think I took any vitamins yesterday. Huh. I guess I should take some vitamins today. But I'm in bed last night. Well, actually this morning. Good. If it's regular post office, USPS, then hopefully they will leave it at the door. Out here, they just drop off a little note and say, "We ain't dragging this shit around. Go to the post office, you bastard." And then I'm like, "Well, you gotta call me a bastard, you fuckers." And they're like, "Why you gotta call me a fucker? That's not nice." And then we get into a big fight, right? And then I'm standing there, mouth open, going, having this big fight inside my head, right? And on the outside, it looks like, and people are walking by going, "What's wrong with that dude? He's like just standing there staring off into space." And I'm like, "You fucker, what's going on? I don't know, you son of a bitch. Fuck you. Right? It's the way it happens, man. And all this shit going on in my head, and outside it just looks like Lake Placid. Inside it's the fucking Hurricane Hannah. I'm telling you, man. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I got up at like 3 in the morning and laid back down. As soon as I laid down, I got this congestion in my lungs, right? I kept hawking up these just big chunks, and I'm like, what the hell? There's a half a lung in that one. Oh, man. Yeah, I think I worked up most of it last night sleeping. That I coughed it all up this morning. And I feel pretty good. I feel pretty damn good. I do need to take some more vitamins, some more vitamins, and some more echinacea. But the plus is, I picked up another satchel of dubage. That's what I'm fucking talking about. I got a nice little satchel. Actually, I got 2 little satchels. They were out of the half ounces of the stuff I usually get, so I got 2 quarters for only $2 more. Usually, it's too much of a difference. Like, if it's like $60 for a half or something, then it's like $40 a quarter, and I'm like, well, that just don't work out, right? I can't do my budget that way. But for a $2 difference, I can stick to my budget. Yeah, like people are like, he smokes a half an ounce a week. The guy's gonna die. You can't do that. Obviously, O-B-V-I-O-SLY. That's it. O-B-V-I-O-SLY. That's how you spell it. The dog bit me. How do you spell it? B-I-it-me, bit me. Totally. No, really. I said it and I mean it. All right, everybody, it's getting weird today. I know what it is. I went to sleep too fucking early last night. Damn it. I hate it when I do that. I'll go to sleep early, and then I get up in the morning and I'm just loopy as a motherfucker. Yeah, I got into bed at 8 o'clock last night. Ugh. Oh, hideous. About Minecrafting last night, Minecrafting Monday. 4 o'clock, my alarm goes off for me to get ready. 4 o'clock in the evening. It says, it's time for you to get ready for your Minecrafting show. And my alarm, I stop my alarm and say, you know what? I'm right in the middle of cooking dinner, which is not a big deal. I could pass that off to my wife. But my daughter is in her bedroom on her computer doing a final exam. And I'm like, I can't risk interrupting her internet service for my show. And I just instantly weighed the whole thing out and decided no show tonight. I didn't want to have, besides the Minecraft, the Switch is in her bedroom, and she's on her computer doing a test, and I just didn't want to even go there. So there you go. She passed her test with flying colors, missed a couple of answers. So yeah, and then she spent the rest of the evening writing a paper for another class. So I just, hands off, stay the fuck back, let the kid do what she's got to do. If she needs something, she's going to come out and ask, right? Until then, just stay the fuck away. So that's what I did. I stayed the fuck away. And she was on it, as usual. Totally on it. Kind of toward the end of what would have been Minecrafting, the Minecrafting show, toward the end of what would have been the end, she came out and said that she, finished her test and she passed and she's going to eat and then work on a paper. So I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't even fuck around, Like I said before, many times, when it comes to this channel and my family, the channel comes second. The channel will come before a lot of stuff, but it won't come before my family. If I gotta stop and take off, like last Monday or Wednesday, whatever it was, I had to stop my show early so I could take her to her commute. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's not like we're missing much anyway, right? Yeah, we're gonna miss a couple of slugs of coffee and a couple of bong hits. That's it. So the plan yesterday was to do my tree. Do the Christmas tree here. Didn't happen. I had to run into town, go to the bank, go do some paperwork. Never did it because the place was packed, so I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go back tomorrow morning when they first open. And then, no more, and then, then I went out to 29 and got my dubage. Boy, this stuff is really bad for you, It's probably worse than cigarettes. But I'll be damned if cigarettes just don't do a damn thing for me, right? I'd love to smoke cigarettes again. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good smoke. But I can't do both. My lungs can't afford it. Nope. No, sirree, I can't afford it. Can't do it. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. So, there you are. There you have it. I'm getting beat up by a ghost, right? Oh, snap my neck. I am here to pump you up, you fucking head. Oh man, look at this crazy. Look at the craziness. See my tapes? These are brand new reel-to-reels, unopened, in the plastic. You can hear the cellophane still on them. These are Scotch. I've got two of the Scotch 1800 feet. This is my stack of super tapes from Radio Shack. Very good tapes. I've got some 1200 footers, some 1800 footers, and some 2400 footers. Now the 2400 footers, alright, there's these puppies. Alright, look at that. So these guys, unopened, still in the cellophane. 2400 feet is 60 minutes. So it's a half hour on each side. Okay. At 3 3/4 speed, we're looking at 2 hours, which means an hour on each side, right? And 1 7/8, which I don't know what the hell that is. Couldn't be anything that I have. 7 1/2. That would be a half hour on each side. That would be approximately. Hey, here I am. That would be approximately. There we go. Ooh, super tape. About an hour long, half hour per side. That is going to be about 1 CD per side. So at 3 of these tapes, that's 6 CDs. I'm not sure how many. I'm pretty sure that Big Sandy has more than 6 CDs. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Let me shoot over to the tube. Let me shoot over to the tuber. And the tuber. What is this guy talking about? Roots? Yeah. Yeah. Over to the tuber here, and playlist. And I'll go down to the very bottom where my oldest playlists are. And I should find a Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys. Alright, and I've got how many CDs here? I'm gonna have to go to okay. Where are we here? Alright, where is my watch later? There it is. So there are these videos. Somebody's doing some music on YouTube, and what they're doing is they're taking Led Zeppelin and they're recording music by Led Zeppelin as if it were recorded in the 1950s, and they're calling it the Led Zeppelins, and it's Led Zeppelin music redone 1950s style. And it's crazy weird. Let's see. Let's find Big Sandy here. And just go directly to Big Sandy. And go to his albums. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9 CDs here. And there are about 6, 16, 15, 14 songs 14, 14, 15, 14, 12. Three days ago, another album. Okay, so this is what I can see on YouTube. Of course, I'll probably be playing this from Spotify from my daughter to put this onto onto a reel. Oh, that was a long blink. It's just some really good stuff, Big Sandy. If you haven't had a chance to listen to any Big Sandy, listen to Big Sandy. It's good shit. I can't wait to go see him on the 28th. Yeah, the girls got tickets, and we're going. And that's why I dug these reels out, because I'm serious about trying to put together all of his CDs onto reel as a gift. Right? Because, he may have all of his stuff on CD. He may even have it on record on an LP, which I don't think any Big Sandy stuff has made it to LP yet. But I'm gonna say pretty darn sure that he doesn't have his albums on reel to reel. And because he's my age, he's an old guy like me, he'd probably dig that, So I'm gonna run some tests and figure out how to record everything onto one side and then flip it over and record it onto the other side. If not, then it'll just be one-side recordings, so that you get both tracks tracking right and left. I believe that when you do the stuff on one side and then you flip it over and you do the stuff on the other side, you're using one track per side and doing it mono so that it comes out through both speakers. On the older, smaller reels, I believe. I'm gonna have to run some tests. I'm gonna bring in a test tape and do a test recording. I'll probably just take one of my records and record it onto reel. That'd be cool. Something old, something that should be on a reel. Make a compilation reel. That would be cool. Yeah, you know what? What was neat back in the day is that there was always somebody to hang out with and play with the stereos and music and do something. It was like there was always somebody coming over or stopping by, or you always going over to somebody else's house and hanging out and doing stuff. And then as you get older and life goes on, and that shit don't happen anymore. So I got nobody stopping by to hang out and play with all of my little gadgets and toys and shit. Come on over, guys. Stop by, get a pizza and some beer, and come on over and we'll play records and mess with cameras and do weird stuff. I miss those days. That's what I miss. I miss those. That's what I miss the most. Is just fucking around from day to day, killing time, just doing whatever, My God, that's what I do every day. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Ow. Yep. I'm going to heat my coffee up. Most definitely. Most definitely. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. I'm totally gabberflasted, you know. Totally. Totally. I like to sit here cross-legged in the morning in front of the heater and drink my hot coffee and smoke my doobage. Ah, yeah. And remember the days of fucking around. Just fucking around. You guys go out and do some fucking around today, all right? Do some fucking around. I remember one day we we didn't have anything to do, right? It was just a regular day. We're all like 17, 18, 19 years old, right? We're all in that age range. The group of us, our ages ranged from about 17 to 19. And by then, everybody had a driver's license, except for me. I didn't have a driver's license at this particular time. And I was about 18. I didn't get my license until 19. And our friend Blaine has this huge, long boat of a car. It's a 1960s New Yorker Brougham, and it's just a long-ass car, four-door, long trunk, long hood, right? And we used to take this thing. We used to go up onto the Amy's Castle Road above Lake Elsinore, and it was just this hillside that went up all along one side of the lake, maybe half the distance of the lake. And there were a lot of houses up there, including Amy McPherson's castle, built in the 1920s. She was an evangelist preacher who built this castle in the 1920s and then disappeared and then reappeared. And anyway, we used to take this big car. We used to go up there a lot, but we'd take his big car up there and drive on this road. And it was just a big dirt road that wound up alongside the hills. And it was, you know, hill straight up on one side and hill straight down on the other side. Blaine, the driver, the guy who owned the car, used to say, "Take the wheel," and he would jump out of the car. He would just, rather than, you know, stop and have somebody take the wheel, or he would get out of the car through the driver window and get up onto the roof and say, "Take the wheel." Right? And then he would slide down onto the front of the car and sit on the front hood of the car with his feet sitting on the bumper, and just sit out there with his legs crossed. And we were up on a dirt road doing this, right? So you literally had to keep from throwing him off. Anyway, I remember once we had nothing to do, and we decided to go to the beach. So rather than go up over the Ortega Mountain to San Juan, we went south down the 15 and then over to the coast. And I remember going down one freeway somewhere, and he pulled that take the wheel thing and literally went out the driver's window and up over the car and came down into the passenger on the freeway at 65 fucking miles an hour. Yeah, those days were often scary as hell. And luckily, that was the extent of the weirdness for the day. Well, I mean, the crazy weirdness. It was weird the rest of the day. I think we went down to a couple of different beaches and climbed giant sand dunes and jumped off, or climbed cliffs and jumped off into sand dunes, and did that for a while. And of course, we destroyed a bunch of cliffside in the process. But I remember we just drove down there, spent an hour on the beach, and drove back because we had nothing to do, and gas was cheap back then. So big giant boat of a car. My goodness. And he's doing very well. He's doing well for himself. He's a truck driver. Hi, Blaine. One of the people that I love very much and hope to see at the reunion in August. There's like a handful of people that I really, really, really want to see, have to see. So it's important they make it there. It's important that I make it there. My gosh. It's 9 months. 9 months away. We haven't sold enough shirts to pay off the shirts that we've made that we want to make. I mean, literally. It's really slow going. I haven't been really into doing anything personally to get the whole shirt thing going, mainly because I want to get my teeth done first. I want to feel confident about myself and my appearance before I kind of, throw myself at all of these people from the past, and all of the contact, the back and forth, face to face, the commercials, all of this stuff, Yeah. God, those were the days, man. Driving across the lake bottom in the middle of the night. Walking across the lake bottom in the middle of the night. Yeah, I don't know how far it was from one side of the lake to the other, but we would just walk across the lake bottom back then. Let me see if I can find a map here and measure. Yeah. I want to measure from, there we go, Lake Elsinore, from one side of the lake to the other. From right there is about where I used to go across, and it's about 2 miles. It's about 2 miles across the lake bottom. If I hold it and look up, 1 mile is about an inch. And it's about 2 inches on this thing here. From over there in the neighborhood, across the lake bottom to that street where I used to live there. Yeah, wow. That's crazy. So I used to walk that in the middle of the night, pitch black, right? It would be one thing if there was a full moon, but there's no moon, and all you see are the lights on the other side of the lake, and they're just bright enough to blind you so you don't really see what's out in front of you. So you have to walk like this, blocking out those dark lights, or those bright lights in the darkness on the other side of the lake. And they're just little tiny dots of light, right? But they're just so blinding because there's nothing. Pitch black on the lake bottom. Yeah, of course there's not that now. Now the lake goes out and covers that lake bottom that I used to walk across, and there's a jetty and a levee or whatever they fucking call it, a dam, and then there's a neighborhood and a marshland, a floodplain area. Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. But it was, when you're in your teens, what the hell? It beats the hell out of trying to talk one of your drunk friends into driving, right? I mean, just, nah, everybody's in the neighborhood where they live. They're not going to have to do any driving, so I'm not going to force them to drive all the way around the lake and then drive all the way back, right? No, I'm out here, guys. I'm walking. What are you sure, man? Come on. No, I'm walking. I'm out here later. And that was a snap, though. I mean, I used to walk from one end of the lake to the other. It was 21 miles around the lake sticking to the roads. Right? And that was, I used to walk from Temecula to Lake Elsinore, which is 30 miles or something. Hitchhike here, get a couple of miles here, a couple of miles there, but mainly you're walking, right? It takes all day. But you can do it. You can do it, man. You can do it. What a person can walk, how many miles can a person walk each day? A lot of miles. You just have to keep on it. Yep. Yep. Well, that's shipped. Weekly programming. Oh, I need a new program guide. With that congestion. Got my little post-its of educational films. I try to keep tracks of the ones that in the title it doesn't have the year, the file title. So I'll write down the name of the educational film and the year. And then yeah. Let's see, last night I programmed halfway through the week of January 6th. So I'm on schedule. I programmed 4 weeks of programming last week, and I've already started programming more, right? Grab my trusty program guide here. Where are we? What is today? The 10th. Oh, wow. So I've got this week, next week, the week after that, and I'm halfway through the second week of the month. Because the first week of the month shares it with December. So I'm doing pretty good. I've got 2 radio shows to upload and 5 educational films, and that programming is done for that week. I need to make a video time machine for this week, and by Friday I need to have a weekly program guide for next week. But during all of this, I can continue to make shows and upload shows, make shows, upload shows, make shows, upload shows. I'm going to have to find time to work on my Big Sandy experiment, trying to get all of his music that I can find onto reel and come up with artwork to cover the box. Let me go ahead and clean this knife here, make sure it's nice and clean. There we go. Can open this puppy up. Here we go. So it's got a nice case on it. And ooh, brand new tape inside. Brand new. Now I have to decide how to do the cover. So I can make one sheet that wraps around the back of this thing, just the back, and then comes up the spine, and then over the top, and then the top can have 3 little wings that wrap around the front. And I think that would be the best way to cover this with something. I would have to go to an actual printer to have it printed out on a larger glossy or matte piece of paper, but it would have to be a little bit longer than your average 11-inch. It would have to be the legal 17, I think, would probably be the best. Yeah. So we shall see, we shall see, we shall see, we shall see. Yeah. For the recording perfectionist. It's either that or use these tapes and those hardcover boxes that I got, and then try to get on the front of those hard cases some kind of photo and some kind of playlist. Right? Because I'm not going to be able to do any artwork on the tape itself because there's nowhere to put any artwork. These are actually, they've got a lot of wide spaces on here, but I wouldn't know where or how to get something printed on, other than screen printing, specifically orient this from a computer printed thing and then just stamp on a photo transfer. But that seems like an awfully expensive job. So how do I label each tape so they correspond with each box? Now if I had a reel, a clear reel, right, that was in a specific color, right, a clear color, I could have each box a specific color, and then the reel could just correspond to that box. That color reel goes in that color box. And then have the same animation, only in that particular color, right? It's the blue one, so the animation on there is kind of a blue tinted deal. And then if I had $1 million, I could do that, right? So the easiest way to do this and to make it look really good is to probably put it in those new cases and figure out how to decorate each new case. And then how to label this reel so that it corresponds to the case. Suggestions? It's not much room on that clear stuff to put anything. A little strip of a label somewhere across right here, right across here, right across here on this clear spot is about the best place to put a little label. I could put something right in the middle, but with the 4 holes, the 3 holes and then the 1 hole in the middle, you don't really have any room to put any writing. I'm going to do this in volumes with 2 to 3 CDs per tape. And I can do as many as 5 volumes because I can do, I've got the 5 new cases coming in the mail. So that would be cool. Totally. Totally. I probably won't have time to make my own. Right? I'll probably have time to make his. So 5, 2 on each, so that's 10 CDs I can do if I do 1 CD per side. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot for that. Well, we got. See, I have no idea how much time this is going to take. We got 3 minutes 26 seconds, 4 minutes. So I'm going to have to sit here and do all the math and add all of these up and come up with a pretty rough estimate on how much time it's going to take per CD. I could probably search that out on Google. CD length, and then plan my reels out like that, and use the reels exactly that are going to be enough for that time on both sides. Try to put the CDs in a chronological order on the tapes, and try to put 2 per. And try to do try to get 2 CDs per reel. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's all I know about. So maybe there's some more. On a know, man. I know how to find out. Okay, here's a discography. Discography. I need more heat. Oh, that is loading. Loading. Be right back. Telling you. Oh, no wedgie. Oh, yeah. Come on, heat. Come on, heat. I need heat. I feel a little cold. All right. Are we warmed up here? Let me see. Discography. 1992, 95, 94, 95, 97, 2000, 2003, 2006, 2013. Okay, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here we have 10. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, baby. To turn off the sound for that in case I accidentally hit music. I wouldn't want to get copyright in trouble. All right. Well, it looks like I've got about 10 albums to deal with, which seems like it's going to be perfect if I can just keep the time on each one within the time constraints of the reel, right? And what were my times? So this one is at the high quality speed. It is an hour, which leaves a half an hour per side. The 1800 footer is 45 minutes long, which means 22 and a half minutes per side. Times are in one direction, mono or stereo. Double for 2 directions. Quadruple, 4-track mono. So one direction can be mono or stereo.
If we use 2 directions, then it's mono, right? I don't know, he's got mono. I'm going to have to run some tests. And probably do a little research. Because it's been, like, since I was a kid that I used to sit and play with these reel-to-reel things. So now I have to get young again. So that's pretty cool. Man, see, it'd be a lot more fun if there was, 1 or 2 buddies over here hanging out, figuring it out with me and doing stuff and recording things and, picking out set lists for a mixtape or something, and then get it figured out and then, plug in a bunch of instruments and shit and record shit. Hook up a multi-track and get all kinds of weird shit going on. Yeah. What, when we was kids, though, that was fun. Now we're old. Nobody wants to play anymore. Nobody wants to play, man. I share my toys. Why doesn't anyone want to play? Why doesn't anyone want to play? Oh, my friend came by yesterday. And he had been using the drums for, using my drum kit for his open mic, but they moved it inside because of the kind of cold weather now. And they switched nights on me again, so it's a good thing I didn't try to go over there because I'd have gone over on the wrong night. So, long story short, I'm going to get my drums back because he's not using them, and I'll set them up in the little laundry room out there, and get some practice in because I've been itching. Son of a bitchin', I've been itching. Really. So, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh. What'd I do with my knife? My God, am I sitting on it? My God. What the hell? Oh, I am, huh? I'm sitting on it. I'm sitting on a knife. No, I'm not. No, I am. No, I'm not. No, you are. No, you're not. Ah, jeez. Ah, hell. I'm probably am. I'm probably sitting on my knife. Danger, man. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Yeah. And my gosh. Watched a bunch of movies again. Can't remember most of them. Don't remember titles. Don't remember to write them down. That's one thing that I'll probably do for the next season is keep track of what movies I'm watching and then discuss them. Use the trailers for the video time machines. Kind of keep a continuity thing going on. That'd be cool. All right, with it. I was sitting on it. This is an old timer too, and it's a sharp little dude. I've still got a scar on one of my fingers here from being cut with an old timer when I was a teenager. I'll close it. It hasn't been closed in a long time. Yeah. So 10 Big Sandy albums. On reel, how do I label each one? Creating a vinyl sticker would probably be the easiest way to label these things, is to have vinyl stickers printed out as the label. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 1 through 5. And then on each, there should be, 1 or 2 stickers per. but each one should be different. Each one should show the album cover and the set list. Two albums per volume, 2 to 3 albums per volume. So that's, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I still need to get a photo printed so that I can get that signed. Yeah, something for him, something for me. There you go. I mean, I'm sure celebrity type people are used to getting harassed constantly for photos and autographs and stuff, but I figure it would be nice for them to get something, because they're people too. They're not just a face in a song. And it's a nice way to say thank you. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, I'm still a little bit chintzy. Probably most of what I feel congestion-wise is from smoking. What are you gonna do, huh? Stop smoking, dummy. Yeah. 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 Totally. Totally. Well, it's about 6 o'clock. Just a little after 6 in the morning. In the AM here over on the west coast of these here United States of America. Don't you hate that shit? The long-winded bastards. Yep, from the plains to the prairies to the mountains to the ocean. Shut the hell up. My country 'tis of thee, sweet land. Shut up! Yeah, when we were kids, they used to make us sing all of that patriotic shit in school. My 4th grade teacher, Mr. Adams, my second time around in the 4th grade, Mr. Adams, man, he was like 80 years old. He was a stickler for old school bullshit. He had been teaching since since they had dinosaurs, right? And he used to make us practice all these old timey, minor 49er, all these old timey country fucking folk songs. It was horrible, Not to mention that he hated me, but which made it worse. Oh, the trash man. Trash man is coming. Here coming the trash man. The trash man. The trash man. I want to go out and watch the trash man. The trash man. Yeah. What'd be neat would be to have security cameras pointed around my house in different places, down at the backyard where the dogs are, and outside to the trash cans, and up the neighborhood streets and stuff, so that on occasion I could go live here and switch to one of those cameras, have that feed coming in through one of my ports here, so that I could switch cameras there and pop the feed up here. That would be neat. So that my whole house would essentially be part of the game. Ooh, that sounds cool. There's a season 4, year 2 mixer. I'll have to give that a whirl, Milton Berle. Telling you. Yeah. No, really. No, really, man. Crazy. Crazy, man. So, I've been watching Totally Television Tuesday here. I've been watching, normally I would watch old shows, right? And I'm not a fan of reboots or redos or makeovers and that kind of shit. But on Netflix, I have been watching the continuing adventures of that show. And so I've been watching that 90s show. I watched that 70s show. I watched that 80s show. And now I'm watching that 90s show. I had to do it chronologically. I could not get into that 90s show until I watched... Is it Trash Man? I'm sorry. I like to listen. So that was the Trash Man. So I had to watch all of that 80s show, which is only 13 episodes, before I could get into that 90s show, which is a good thing because that 90s show, when it first came out, it was like, ooh, now I better wait. Is it going to last? Are they going to kill it? So it's got 3 parts now. So I am halfway through the first part, I think. I think the parts are 10 episodes. I hope. I haven't investigated. I don't want to upset myself. So I'm just hoping. It's okay. That 90s show is okay. The best part about the show are the Red Foreman and Kitty Foreman characters. That's the best part about the show. The second best part about the show is the guest stars on the show who show up from that 70s show. And probably the last thing that's really cool about the show is the extension of the story between all of those characters on that 70s show and how they continue their stories, right? And so they did an episode with, it seems like every episode there's a guest from the past, right? First episode they had Eric Foreman and Donna Foreman dropping off their daughter. And then they had the Kelsos, Michael and Jackie Kelso, commenting on their kid in the area. And then, of course, Donna made another appearance. This last episode, we just saw Bob, Donna's father, come back for a birthday party, for his granddaughter's birthday party. So they're the Foremans and the Pinciottis are linked. They're now family because, you know, Donna and Eric married. So there's this whole continuation of the story that's really cool, which really makes it seem uncontrived, right? It actually works. And we can revisit the basement, and they did a great job recreating the entire set for the house and the basement, and even the little soda shop where they go to hang out there. So it's really actually kind of a little cruise down memory lane, but at the same time you're catching up with all of these old characters, which is the main theme of the show, aside from this new generation of heads hanging out in the basement, is the continuation of the story. That's the main theme. And right at the heart of that are the Foremans, Red and Kitty. And you can see how they evolved. You can see how the 80s changed them. We never saw them through the 80s, but it's the 90s, so we can see how the 80s evolved them into the people they are now. Red's a lot more laid back and easygoing, and he finds it more humorous than upsetting with a lot of the shit that's going on. Although at the end of this last episode, I don't even remember their names at this point. The Eric Foreman's daughter gets pulled over in the Vista Cruiser that had just been gifted to her by Red, but she has no license, so Kelso was driving, and it's a total homage to the original stories, So is it going to be Red blowing up and freaking out? Probably not. I suspect that he's going to do that a little bit and then decide to just call Eric and let him go full-blown dumbass, right? So it should be interesting. Of course, I could probably write an episode of this show. I've seen the entire 8 seasons of the original show several times. Also, I have this thought that when they first developed this show, they had maybe the idea that they were going to use the neighbor girl, she looks half black, slightly mulatto, kind of like a lighter version of Hyde's sister on that 70s show. Hyde's sister was a black girl because Hyde's father was black, which made Hyde half black, which is why they did that, to explain his frizzy hair, which I don't know why they needed to explain his frizzy hair, but I guess they thought it was great, and I thought it was fantastic to do that to his character. So I thought that maybe they were going to, at some point, introduce the idea that this girl next door, and I don't remember her name, who looks half black, maybe they're going to use her as Hyde's daughter, right? And then the actor who did Hyde, I don't even want to mention his name, mostly because I can't remember it. That guy who's got a brother that looks like him, who was on the show. Anyway, the actor who played the character Hyde, of course, went to prison and lost a lot of work because of that, and lost a lot of. Maybe they're going to kill his character off, or maybe they'll say, "Hey, his character's in prison." But are they going to actually acknowledge that this girl may, in fact, be Hyde's father? Because that's kind of where I assumed they were going with it, Just because she resembles so closely Hyde's sister in the show. So there's that. But it's an interesting show. It is. I like the whole Kitty and Red stuff. They're still banging away, running upstairs. I don't know how old their characters are at this point. It's 1995, So once again, they started it in the middle of the 90s, like they started that 70s show in the middle of the 70s. I don't know, I think it would have been maybe better to have started a little earlier on. But what are you going to do? They gave us 8 seasons. Had they started a couple of years earlier, in 1973 or 4, would they have been able to get away with more seasons? I don't know. Would they have made it to the 80s, which is where the show... and by then, Topher Grace came back. That was a long blink. Came back and gave us an episode to close the show. It came back at the very end of the episode to close the series. It's a good show. I enjoy it mainly because it keeps reaching to the past, and that's what I do all day, every day. I need heat. I've got to have heat, man. Gotta have heat, man. All right. I'll be right back. Take a look at this while I'm gone. Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm super excited. I mean, once again, I'm happy to be alive. Happy to wake up breathing. I think I mentioned that to Chris at the pot shop on the reservation. Yep. Like, totally, man. Totally. Sklee and Skler. All right. What am I doing today? I need to do something toward concert night, 18 days away. Yep, 18 days, 28th. Today's the 10th. So, I need a calendar. That's what I need, and it's December. Let's see. I need to run a test, a reel-to-reel. I'm back. It took me a second, but I'm back. I had a glitch. Son of a bitch. For some reason, my OBS program decided to go... But I'm here. And I'm only about 8 seconds behind on the live feed now, so that's great. That's totally great, man. I lost some delay. So anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, trying to get my wife and daughter to help me with a few things for the show. I can't seem to find any Big Sandy shirts, right? So I'm going to have to see if I can maybe stencil something and make a shirt. Right? Oh, I see CDs and stuff. Sorry, I got lost on on the computer here. Wow, that's bizarre. Wow. That's just wow. Wowzers.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough call. A tough call. A tough call there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing no shirts. There's absolutely nothing for shirts. Huh. Maybe there's something to that. Absolutely no shirts. Huh. 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 Yeah, I missed not Minecrafting last night. I did and I didn't. I didn't want to go through the whole rigmarole of setting it up and actually playing, but I miss not being there, right? Because I enjoy that. Listen to some Grateful Dead, do a little mining, run from some googlies. It's good stuff. It's good therapy. Yeah. And having been sick recently, well, I'm still a little sick in the head. You know, I could really use some what you call it, gaming time. So now I have to. Of course, my daughter's just about done. I think she's just got to work on some more stuff today, and she's done with school until the first of the year. So she and I are going to be battling back and forth for her Switch on Mondays. And because I didn't get last night, I may try to get on tonight or sometime before Monday. You know, because I'm gonna lose this back and forth thing here in a while. You know, I keep saying that, but a couple of times this last couple of days, I've been really glad that I put off that whole dental procedure thing until I'm better, because, man, I've had some whole runny nose, just awful experiences with the sneezing and the runny nose and the coughing and the congestion and stuff. And while I sound pretty good right now, it's mainly because I'm still hanging on to that NyQuil I took last night. So that really helps on in the morning. But later in the day, by the evening, I'm just crappy as hell, and I really need that double shot. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good. My wife's like, you know, you'll get addicted to that stuff. And I said, yeah, I should be so lucky to get addicted to sleep, right? Because it's like, you know, what am I normally I get 3 or 4 hours sleep at night. And then if I'm lucky, I can lay down and take a couple hours nap during the day. That's not a lot of sleep, you know. When I take NyQuil, I can sleep for 8 hours, right? I can actually lay down and go out. I'm up 2 or 3 times taking a leak, but I can sleep for 8 hours. And that's amazing for me. Doing it too much is spooky. It scares me. But it's good. It's good. So maybe I'll just have to make a Big Sandy shirt and use spray dye and stencils and make some stencils that do a Big Sandy face, right? I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, my brain was just working overtime again. I get wrapped up in too many thoughts at once. And then I'm like, where the fuck am I? Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Yeah. Totally slipping, man. Totally slipping. Slipping. Oh my God. Anyway. So it was weird, man. I had to go out yesterday, and I thought I might have to go by Walmart, so I took off my Walmart shirt, right? And put on, I just grabbed my friend's shirt, the shirt that Bush gave me that's got him on the front holding a sign, and then on the back it says, Mexican Lives Matter. So I put this shirt on to go out, and then for some reason I'm sitting there, and I just thought out of the blue I should send him a message, right? After I got home later on in the day, and I thought, well, this is weird, but I got to send him a message. He got back to me and said, dude, I'm just right up the street. So he stopped by and hung out for a little bit, which was really weird, right? But it used to be normal for me right? It used to be normal that I would expect a friend to stop by, and they would stop by back in the day when we used to do shit and hang out. Bro, what are you doing? What's up, dude? And somebody would just stop by, and I would be like expecting them to stop by. It's like, dude, I knew you were going to come over. That shit used to happen all the time. You know, I would need a friend to come by to do something, right? So we could have a thing going on, and all I would have to do would just be to think about that person. And, you know, within minutes to an hour, I'd get a phone call, or that person would show up. It was really weird, especially a couple of different friends I was really close with, and I could do that. I could just intuitively get them to, you know, kind of, yeah, it was weird, man. It was, in fact, I think both those people commented on it at one point, how weird that was, that they would just start thinking about me and show up, right? That was weird. That was weird. That was weird shit. But that was back in the day, you know. Back in the day when I was young and had chutzpah. Whatever the hell chutzpah is, it's when you clear your throat. Chutzpah, chutzpah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's killing me. When? All right. Enough of this. If you notice this morning, there's no tree. I didn't get the tree set up. Oops. We were busy yesterday. By the time I got back here and got all of my shit done, and then Mom got done, and I had some lunch, and it was time to start getting dinner together, because dinner took a little while. I had to cut up the meat and cook it for a couple of hours, and then I made tamale pie, by the way. So I marinated the meat, I sauteed the meat for a couple of hours, got it nice and tender, so it was as soft as the beans that I added to it after it had simmered, and then the moisture content had come really low. I added in a can of beans, sans the liquid, and added some enchilada sauce and let that simmer, and then poured that into a casserole dish and put cornbread mix on the top. My wife mixed up the cornbread mix and I poured it on the top, kind of in the middle, right? And it was like 2 inches away from the edge all the way around. And she's like, doesn't have to touch the edge? And I'm like, well, you got to give it room to move. Besides, if you try to spread it out too thin, it won't do what it's supposed to. It won't grow, right, the right way. So you kind of pour it into a saucer size, into on a plate, right? And wouldn't you know it, as it grew up, it grew out, and it grew all the way to the edges and took over that 2 inches all the way around, bumped up against the edge, and then rose and became a nice thick cornbread crust all the way across the top of this mix, this meat and bean and enchilada sauce mix. And once it boiled, I mean, it was bubbling. I pulled it out, it was bubbling. We had to let it sit 20 minutes before we could eat it. But once you did, it stiffened up and thickened, and it was really just grab a big scoop of that stuff and plate that with cheese and sour cream, fresh grated cheese and sour cream, And then salsa if you want. But it was just to die for. So I had 2 big giant plates of that stuff. That was great. And there's still half a thing left. Of course, my daughter doesn't like the tamale pie. She likes Mom's enchilada sauce. So I use a jarred enchilada sauce from Texas that's really, really good. But we're going to try it with Mom's enchilada sauce next time. I guess. I don't think it'd be the same. But it's pretty damn good. It's good stuff, and you can top it with stuff like green onions. You don't really need anything with it because it's got the meat and the beans and the cornbread and the sauce, you know, and it's just a great one pot plate full of food, you know. And so I take it and I scoop it up and then lay it upside down so the cornbread is on the bottom, and then I take the rest of the stuff and scoop it on top, and then do the sour cream and cheese and whatever else. And that's really, really good. Really good. In fact, I can't wait to have some for lunch today. You made tacos yesterday. What kind of tacos? Tacos de qué? De carne asada? Tacos de burro? You didn't make donkey tacos, did you? I don't know what they eat in Florida, so you did make alligator tacos or something? Yeah, we made gator tacos. We ate them all night to give us heartburn. Alligator tacos. That's probably a thing. No poaching. Poach? You gonna have poached alligator? Yeah, but you boil it up, man. Boil it. Poached. That's like steamed, yeah. Steamed. Soft tacos. Ah, ground beef. See, that's the standard right there. My wife calls those whitey tacos. Whitey tacos. My daughter prefers the steak sautéed for hours and cooked like that, and then we take that steak, roast or steak or whatever, some high quality cut of meat, and then you can take that, and once it's cooked, you can season it any way you want and add it to any dish, right? That my wife's like, I got halfway through it and she's like, I thought you were going to make a Yankee pot roast with it. And I said, well, I could. That jalapeno's in there, but it ain't done much, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. A couple of the dogs wanted out. Psst, lay down. Go to bed. Fucking dogs. I put the blanket on her now. She's turning, tangling herself all up nice and tight like a sleeping bag. Yeah, man, you got to try them steak tacos, man. The only thing is that you gotta have either the right cut of meat so that you can just cook the steak to your medium rare or whatever it is you like,
and chop it into small pieces and it's tender enough to eat like that. Or you have to get a good cut of meat and cook it until it's got the right texture and consistency, the right chew. Because I don't like chewy meat. I don't like chewy, gristly, fatty meats and stuff. We're thinking about doing steaks, but it's hard to find a good steak that's not too fatty, that's got the good marbling, because you don't want it too red, because then it's not juicy, it's just kind of hard and chewy, like leather. So you got to get it marbled. It's got to have a good amount of fat throughout the whole thing, but not too much. You don't want it too fatty, because then it's just too too fatty. But you got to get like a porterhouse or a ribeye or something that's got a decent, marbling, little fat around the edges. I don't like anything too thick, because then it's difficult to get it cooked right on the inside. I like something that you can throw on there, and by the time you cook it good on one side, cook it good on the other side, it's just medium rare. I like it where it's just still got a little bit of pink, just a tiny little bit of pink, but it's not red. But it's not quite gray all the way through. I don't like gray. I like still got a little bit of life in it. Psst, lay down. Those dogs. Throw them into a pit and let them wrestle. Yeah, so we're gonna, I guess, shop around. The best places to get steaks here in town are probably Vaughn's and Stater Brothers, because they've got a good butcher. I would probably say Stater Brothers. The Vaughn's butcher doesn't have a counter where they've got all the meats in the glass, right? So they don't have that at Vaughn's. They have that at both Stater Brothers out here in our little town. We have 3 Stater Brothers along the highway here. So that's cool. I'm an old school guy, and I've been shopping at Stater Brothers here in Southern California since I can remember, since I was a little kid. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, really. Oh man, it's like the heat isn't hot enough this morning, I need more heat, man. I need more heat. More heat, man. Heat. Making some breakfast. What are you making? Steak and eggs? I love steak and eggs. There you go. That's another good one. You got to find a good steak for that. But potatoes, hash brown potatoes and steak and eggs, that's a good combination there. Doesn't have to be a big steak, just a small, like New York steak, thin, quick cut, quick cooked. That's good stuff there. Well, when you're on vacation, of course, you get to, do stuff that you like to do. I always enjoyed making food for my friends. I did that when I was in junior high in the 8th grade, and we would sneak over to my friend's house in the middle of the night, and we would stay there all night long while his parents were on the graveyard shift at a casino. And he would have a house full of food, and nobody could cook, but I could. So I would make food for everybody. We'd empty the frickin' fridge making so much fucking food. It was great. In fact, we made steaks. We pulled stuff out of the freezer, made steaks, made hamburgers,
I made donuts one night, handmade donuts one night. Yeah, anytime my friends are around, any friend is around for any amount of time, at some point I'm making food for them. You know that, Joey. It's like, here, eat a sandwich. What? Here, eat a sandwich. What? Yeah. Bacon, eggs, pancakes, and potatoes. That sounds good. That sounds good. I think we've got all of that in the house right now. Maybe I can talk my wife into helping me get busy this morning making some breakfast. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to do a kind of a big meal for a lot of people, you know. Thanksgiving didn't count. It was for the three of us and the neighbor next door, and we got so burned out on all that food that we had, we didn't go through all of it quite, you know. So, but I really love making, you know, a big meal for a lot of people, you know. Nothing too complicated, you know, something where you can just make a couple of different things and everybody kind of just makes their own plates, you know. Big giant pots full of food, you know, big pot of this, big pot of that, a big hunk of that to slice up, something like that. My brother does the same thing. He loves to entertain, you know. He'll send me pictures of his barbecue just filled with meat, right, and a couple of vegetables. And I'm like, damn, dude, I should be so lucky, right? You go out there, we got a big giant barbecue, and it's got like 2 little burgers on it. Oh man, well, my body can't take any more than that. So I think we're gonna do some steaks, some Texas style ranch beans, big old giant baked potatoes with all the fixins, you know, just smothered in sour cream and chives and maybe even bacon bits and just the works, right? And dinner rolls. Big fat hot buttered yeasty dinner rolls, right? And there's got to be, the beans got to be in a bowl. There's got to be so many beans that it's in a bowl, and you got a steak and a potato and a bowl of beans and a big giant roll, big giant yeasty buttered up roll, right? Now that's good stuff right there. That's like a Hoss meal right there, Hoss Cartwright. You know, a big, thick, 2-inch thick steak as big as your face, right? Just you're just chewing on that thing forever. You gotta hire a kid to work your jaw because you're so tired of chewing, right? Come on, kid, keep pushing up on that jaw. Now rub my throat. Gulp. What the hell is he talking about? I don't know, but it's making me hungry. Holy hell. Well, you guys should be eating breakfast over there. It's like almost 10 o'clock. Jeez. It's not even 7 here, and I'm like, I gotta eat something. But I've only got an hour to go until my wife's gonna be up, and then we can figure out what the hell is going on with breakfast. It's Tuesday. I don't know what she's doing today. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It is the 10th, so we've got a few days till Christmas, I guess. Right, we still got like 15 days. 15 days to Christmas. Yeah, I don't know. We're all kind of like, Christmas this year is like, I don't know. I'm always horrible at getting gifts for people. I get a gift for somebody, and it's like, ooh, that's neat. Thanks. And then it just, hey, where'd it go? I don't know. So, yeah, I'm always bad at buying gifts for people. So I'll leave it to the others to, could you help me do this and make with the because I just, ugh. I guess for me, it's easier to give a gift to a stranger, right? Because there's no real expectation in any direction, But after so many years, it's like, oh my gosh, what is it going to be this year? What am I going to do? What's it going to give? It's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe potatoes. Maybe I'll just give potatoes. If I don't wash behind my ears, they'll grow potatoes back there. That's what they used to say when I was a kid. If you don't wash behind your ears, you'll grow potatoes. Why? Because there'll be so much dirt back there you could grow potatoes. That was the saying. When I was little, I used to check to see if there were potatoes growing behind my ears. Little bumps. I would feel for little bumps. Are there little potato bumps? Where's them potatoes? I haven't washed in so long behind my ears, but I'm not getting any potatoes. Hey, come here. Hi. Hi, bud. How's it going? Hi, little buddy. Little rascal. Little rascal. What's going on, little boy? Psst, psst. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. She don't want to play with you. Psst. Sam. Lay down. Go to bed. What is up? I have to deal with dogs. They want to do stuff now. I'll be right back. Anyways, I guess I'm back. Maybe. I don't know what to do about my stupid dog. My stupid dog. Go lay down, stupid dog. So I also Thursday I have to remember to by Thursday or Friday bring in my paintings and portfolios to share, because I don't think I've done that through my entire year of live stuff, is to kind of show some of the the paintings and stuff that I've made. I don't have photographs of everything, so I haven't shown everything. Sam! Hi, how's it going? Why don't you lay down and take a nap? Huh? Why don't you just lay down and take a nap? Okay? You want to come over here? You want to come over here? Come on, Sam. You can come up over here. Here. What? You want to get in my lap? Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, there you go. Hi. Are you lonely? Are you lonely? Are you lonesome tonight? Are you feeling alright? Do you want to sit down in my lap? Oh my goodness, poor Sammy, you won't leave that dog alone because she's outside taking a crap. No? I don't get anything here, huh? Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Hey, Sam. Hi. I know. I know. I know. I get it. We blinked. We blunk. We blunk. Oh, let me see. You got potatoes back here? My goodness, look at all those potatoes. It's like a potato field. Can you hear him whimpering? Oh, there you go. Ham it up. He's fixed. Bessie's not, because she has ovarian cancer and can't be fixed or it'll kill her, so as I've been told. So, you know, every once in a while we got to put a diaper on her, and then this guy here, he just won't get over it. Nothing he can do. Yet he still reacts weird. Poor guy. Did you hear my stomach, Sam? Sounded like rolling thunder. You can get down. Go ahead. You don't want to get down? You can stay here with me then. Hug it out. 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 I know. I know. Poor guy. Just hug it out. Just hug it out. Oh, just hug it out. Oh, hug it out. That's okay. Let me know if you hear her calling to come back in, huh? We blunk again. Oh, you're such a whimperer. Go on then. Go on and go wander around the house, wondering where she is. goof. Oh, man, I'm running out of coffee. 7 o'clock on the West Coast. In the high desert. Oh, there she is. I'll be back. Yeah. All right. My maddening morning is continuing. Yeah. Totally. I need to get the tree and do holiday stuff. And I need to do some test tapes, get some photos printed, and it doesn't seem like I'm going to get as much time off from this channel as I thought. We'll see. We'll see. Lay down. Go to bed. Good boy. We shall see. 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 Sam, go to bed. She don't even like you. Oh, man. I'll get done with this and start shit to upload again and work on finishing off uploading another day. And then I think if I get a chance this evening, I'll work on a video time machine episode. And do that. Those are getting harder and harder to come up with stuff. Music mainly. Holiday themed stuff. It's really difficult. Lay down. Which means that I may have to start using some of my original content from back in the 70s and 80s. And do a little time travel in that way too. Right? Right. Totally right, you know. It could be worse. You could have some fucking straight-necked goose doing this channel who's trying to make everything all perfect and snobby, trying to make money on it. No, I'm just keeping it real, man. Keeping it real. Coming to you live from my own living room. Keeping it real. Really real. Really, really real. This is as real as it gets. Hear my dog? Big dummy. Sam. Yo, Sam. You're crazy, man. Crazy dog, crazy dog. He's so crazy. Yeah. It's one of those lazy winter days. At this point, I feel like having something to eat and going back to sleep. Really. Maybe it's the NyQuil that's still holding on. Because when I do a shot, I do a double shot. But it helps knock you out, helps take care of a bunch of symptoms. It's not a cure, but what it does is it helps your body do absolutely nothing except recover. So if you feed your body right and the right things to recover, the NyQuil just knocks you out so that your body can rest and get that repair going on. It does nothing for the repair other than let you rest. And that's what I love about it. So, like I said before, 2 or 3 days is about all I give myself to be sick. And I got the tickle here on Friday. Saturday I was sick as a dog. Sunday I was on the mend. Monday was peachy keen, except for little sniffles. And today it's I had that congestion that went away this morning. It came to me last night while I was sleeping, and I coughed most of it up. Yeah. But that's it, man. I won't. They say that it's a lot of it is psychological. Well, I will tell myself, you ain't gonna be sick, man. Get over it. You know, of course. Oh my God, he was terminal and didn't even know it. And he worried about a cold. I like the fact that it only takes me a short amount of time to get over being sick. But I have to take those days off from work. I can't work and recover. It's like, okay, I'm going to need 2 or 3 days. If I'm real lucky, I get sick over a weekend or a day or two before the weekend. I could just take a day or two off and then have the whole weekend to recover and come back peachy keen like now. But, yeah, if I work sick, it just drags on and on and on and on. And if I just give myself 2 or 3 days to recover, I'm right as rain. Right as rain. I feel like an old movie. I mean, not like I'm an old movie, but I feel like watching an old movie. Something. Ooh, Johnny Dangerously. That's a fun, funny, stupid movie. That's a good one. Michael Keaton and what's his name? Joe Piscopo. Yeah. That's a cheeseball. Cheeser. I don't know why I'm rocking back and forth. It just feels good. I'm like a metronome, right? He's an out-of-whack metronome. Oh. Just looking around at Post-its that are hanging everywhere and the things. Don't need that one. But some of the things that need addressing. Oh, some of the things. I need to get with my cataloging of shit that I've done already. Hi, Tim. Because it helps when I can look back and see, oh, I've already done that. I don't want to redo that. And it's really cumbersome to look through my lists of stuff on YouTube now because the educational films, the movies, the movie playlist alone is over 600 films, right? Wow. Videos, that's what it is, videos. Over 600 videos. That's crazy, man. Crazy. Bo Basie, Maisie is crazy. Crazy Maisie. She's so lazy. Or Lazy Maisie's so crazy.
Or Crazy, Crazy, So Crazy. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Getting hungry now. Getting, that's my stomach. Getting hungry now. Hungry. Hungry, hungry. Hungry, hungry. Alright, let's get it back to the playlists and take a look at films. Movie Monday. Morning movie memories, 184. 52 in television. 127 in season 3 of this. Videos. It doesn't show me how many. It just gives me all of them. Alright, well then let's go over to manage videos and see if it'll give me a count. Because I know I saw a number somewhere. And I'll grab all of them and see what it says. All 30. Oh, I guess that's not going to work. Go down to the bottom. Okay, videos total 616. That's videos. So that doesn't include live. So there. There you are. There you have it. There it is. Right there in front of you. Arp. 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 I'm getting the burps. That means it's about time for some chow, baby. You got any food going on there yet, Joey? What do you got? What did you decide to make? Oh man, I gotta heat this up. I got a little bit left. Gotta make sure it's hot. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's hot stuff now, man. I stretched it out, add a little more coffee and cream. Let's see, bacon, eggs, and pancakes. Nice. Yeah, we do that. That's a regular thing around here. It's either pancakes or French toast with actual French bread. We'll have a loaf of French bread and we'll chop it up for one night. And then leftovers we'll chop up for French toast. Or waffles. My wife likes to make waffles on occasion. When we have fresh fruit to top them with, then she'll make some great waffles. The last time she made pancakes, they were blueberry pancakes. And one side they looked like regular pancakes, and you'd flip them over, and it was just blueberries. All blueberries. Crazy. Blueberry craziness. Yeah, It gets all crazy up in here with blueberries. Or strawberries on the top of waffles. That's always good. Grapes on crepes? No. No. That's not a... no. Hot. Sweet and hot. Totally. So, yeah. Probably something like that this morning. Get something going on. Something. Something. Because if it ain't something, it's nothing. And if it's nothing, then there you are. Well, there you are. There you have it, mister. Totally. Ah, crap. Oh, crap. I blunked. I blunk. Yeah, rigamarotis. Ah, jeez. I'm talking in conundrums again. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm losing it again. I'm losing it. I'm getting cold. I've been cold lately. Maybe it's because I was sick. Or am sick. Not really. I'm not really sick. Not really. Yeah, I saw a short video of last night's open mic, and it looked pretty slow, like there wasn't many people there, which is my kind of night, because it usually grows. It usually starts off with like 1 or 2 people and then grows to about 6 people on stage performing. And quite often he'll talk people into coming up who are just in the, just hanging out at the bar. So that's always cool. I'm excited about getting the drum kit back and doing some practice percussively. I'll have to set up so that I can record some of whatever it is I'm doing, so that I can share it at some point. Maybe do a progress report. Here's how I am now, and here's how I am, the next week, and the next week, and the next week, and kind of do that. I'd like to do that on the piano too, kind of get a little practice in on learning some piano stuff. Like I said, I'm not a musician, I'm just a pretender. But if you can follow instruction and learn technique and stuff, then you can pretty much do anything, So that's what I like to do, is I like to play around and feel like a musician, even though I'm just pretending. I can feel like a singer, even though I can't really sing. I can just pretend to hold a note. That's it. But that's enough. Because honestly, I'm just too blasé, too lazy to care to put any time into something that depression is going to not allow me to continue with, right? So I learned a long time ago that to throw all of myself into something long-term was usually setting myself up for failure, which is why it took me so long to get, another reason it took me so long to get married, was I just assumed that it was going to fail at some point. That person was going to get tired of my depression, right? And, my wife's an angel, so
So I'm safe there. But everything else, I just have to do in spurts, right? I can't throw myself into everything all at once, all the time. This YouTube thing, it's amazing this has held on this long. I just became devoted to the morning show, which has helped me to stay in contact with the YouTube thing on a regular basis. And it's become so regular now that it's second nature to get up in the morning and come out here 5 days a week and do this crap. And then to make sure that I get other things on the channel every week, right? It's just become habit. So that's cool. I like that. One toe is a little warm. One toe is icy cold. Oh, boy. Oi. I've got to get some more blankets out here is what I need. That's what I need. I know what I can do. I can grab this thing over here. I'll be right back. Hi, Sam. Hi. How's it going? Are you my buddy? Are you my buddy? Are you my buddy? Nope. He's not. Lay down. Go to bed. I'm back. I went and picked up this. This is one of my... fresh out of the laundry. It's one of my many little blankets and pieces of fabric and what you call it. I don't know what you call it. But I am going to put this one over my legs here so that I can collect some of the warmth from the heater. And that should help. Hi. What do you want? You want to get in my lap? No. You're too distracted. You're too friggin' distracted, man. You're crazy. You're crazing me out, man. I know, I'll turn the heater up. Turn it up for a few minutes, and that'll help. And then, I've got a curtain in this room here that I can pull to close this off a little bit. Let's see here. Pull this curtain. How far can I pull it? There it is. There we go. That'll help hold a little of the heat in this room here. And hi, Sam. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. How are we today? That's good, that's good. Or, I'm sorry to hear that. How unfortunate. Whichever way it's going for you. Gotta cover my bases. Yeah. Oh, that's a little warm there. That's a little heat. That's a little heat there. That'll help. That'll help. Let's do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I got a little heater fort going here. Oh, look at that. Oh. Ah. Well, I got about a half an hour left on the show, and I'm finally warm. Finally warm. Finally. Whew. Now I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting sleepy there, boss. So let's see. I made the educational films yesterday. So I just need to figure out what slot to put them in, what day, and then upload them. And then upload the last 2 radio shows. And then that will take care of the second week of January. And I can move on to the third week of January and just keep moving right. And every time I need more radio shows, then I just make a shitload more of that particular show, make a bunch more episodes. So I'm trying to put a huge, file of shit together so that I can just keep putting stuff out months in advance. And I'm just going to keep going months and months and months and months out until I'm really far out there. And then, yeah. Far out. Alright, that's hot enough now. I can turn it back to low just to keep this heat here. Well, I never did do my doggy doors. Other things just pop up that are more important, like taking a nap sometimes. Sometimes taking a nap just outweighs everything. It's like there's no way I'm going to continue this day at all without laying down for a couple hours. And then I have no choice. I really have no choice. Yeah. It's the way it is. But depending on what my wife is doing today, I think we'll clean house and decorate the tree and eat lots of leftover tamale pie and figure out what we're going to do for dinner, because my daughter is going to want some real dinner tonight. If she's done with all of her stuff, we may go out and bring home dinner, or go out to dinner, if she's up for that. Because it's always nice to celebrate those milestones in your life, and finishing off another set of finals is always a relief. So, and she's getting through it with a lot of effort, but learning that she doesn't have to put as much into it as she thinks, provided she does the work throughout the semester. The end should not be a difficult task. Taking the final exam should not be a hassle if you've done most of the work throughout the semester. That's it. So she's really learning on how to capitalize on every day's schoolwork so that it pays off at the end without much fanfare and much ado, right? So that's pretty cool. I don't think she realizes, but that's what I see. That's how I see it. Because, intuitively she can take care of a lot of this stuff now. You just immerse yourself into it, and it just becomes second nature. You have so much information coming at you. It's easy to just pull down the things that you need, because it was discussed, throughout the semester several times. Some people like me, it don't stick. You tell me 100 times, it don't fucking stick. 20 years later, I go, oh yeah, there it is. But she's got the retention and the recall. To be young and to have a lot of brain cells. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Get down to business, the nitty-gritty. Movies. People, we have to watch more movies and more old-time movies and TV. All right? Old-time movies and TV is where it's at. All right? So, yeah. There's a whole lot of stuff on Roku, on Prime. Not so much on Netflix. There's a few old classic things on Netflix, but most of it is this new crap. You really find a lot of classic movies on and classic TV on Prime and on Roku. It's just just where it is, man. YouTube, of course, you can find just about anything you want on YouTube. So remember that. I've got to figure out how to get a camera set up over there looking in. And then figure out how to shoehorn some more TVs onto this wall here. I don't know, I got a little congestion thing going on. I don't know why. Oh, that's right, I'm sick. The NyQuil's starting to wear off, probably. Since I've been awake almost 4 hours. Well, I've been out of bed almost 4 hours. Yeah, I think I got up at a quarter before 3 and took a leak. And then I've kind of flopped around until the alarm went off at 4. Of course, the dog started moving around at a quarter to 4. So, that's when I was like, oh, I just want to go back to sleep for 15 more minutes. And I didn't get it. No, now I'll go back and forth. Yeah. Totally. Once again, I've loaded up another fun week of stuff. Weeks and weeks. And I'm just going to keep going until the end of the month. At the end of the month, I'm going to mark on my calendar when to take another week to upload another month. So every month, I'll upload another month, which should keep me 1 to 2 months out, or a month and a half to 3 months out, or something. However far I get before the end of December is going to determine how far out I'm going to stay as far as videos, and that will every 3 weeks I'll spend 1 week out of 4 uploading another month's worth of content. Because I can do 4 weeks of content uploaded every week. So that gives me 3 weeks off, 1 week on, 3 weeks off, 1 week on. The 3 weeks off I can devote to put these computers to work doing original stuff. I need to set up a transfer station and transfer videos onto my computer. And I'm going to start with VHS. I'm going to take home movies and I'm going to take them from VHS and digitize them. And quality control, quality check them, and then start those files. And then I will switch to the bigger 3/4 inch tapes, the 20-minute tapes, and then switch to the 1 hour tapes. Hopefully I won't have to have these things baked or professionally transferred or any of this shit. So we'll see what we get. Yeah, it's a scary thing to think of what might be lost. So there's that. And then I can also set up a projector in here aimed at a small screen and get a small picture and then put a camera on it and do some kinescope transfers of some 16 millimeter stuff. Right? That'd be cool. That'd look pretty cool, man. Yeah. And be able to set that up to do stuff live in here. Because I got a bunch of stuff on 16. Some of it we can actually watch. All right. It's cooling off quick. I need to drink it. So let's see what is going to be happening. I need to get a calendar in here. Let's see, I need to put a calendar here on this wall in front of that desk. And utilize it to plan every day of every week of every month until the reunion is over and in the can and other things are handled, right? And I really need to get that whole scheduling thing down so that I use my time wisely. First of the year, everything is really organized right now as far as the reunion between the reunion page and my books of books, taking care of keeping track of donations and planning and what needs to be done and when it needs to be done and what money needs to go where and when. And when we get to 6 months, I need to start thinking about telling the talent, yes, it's a definite. Now I'm gonna be able to get talent that does not require payment, but at the same time, there's talent that we need to get here for the reunion that's going to require a part of the budget, and that's just the way it is, right? I try not to think too much about shirts and reunion and all of the elements that need to be pulled together because it's so overwhelming. It can cause me to go into a spiral of depression and darkness, thinking it's never going to happen, nobody wants to come, yada, yada, yada. And I just I wrap myself up in negativity, the negative blanket, and crawl into bed. And I don't want to do that. So I try not to overwhelm myself. So I take a little bite out, chew on it, and deal with it, and then swallow, and then go to the next thing. And I haven't been able to do much past shirts because I haven't gotten a lot of response for shirts. So I just have to cross my fingers and hope that some people are at least going to come through at some point with helping out on the donation train. Because I can't make any more shirts, any new designs, until we take care of the old designs and at least get over halfway through the old designs, and then I can work on new designs. And then if we go through all of the old designs and they want more, then I'll put some more colors out. But, I quite often will sit and contemplate and let it fester and come to the conclusion that maybe it's not going to work, right? Just you know, maybe that it's not negativity, it's that part of me that knows that it's not going to work. But is that real, or is that just negativity? Is that just my depression? Right? Gotta just pick my head up and put off that negative blanket and get on with the day and focus on positive stuff. You know? I think it's going to be not until I come back from my hiatus that I actually start getting serious about pushing those fucking shirts hardcore. You know, I'm going to see what people are doing to help out, see how this is going. You know, every once in a while I get, where do I find shirts? And then every once in a while somebody actually wants to donate and get a shirt. So thank you to the people who have donated. My goodness, I couldn't be as far as I am without any of you. So we're just going to keep moving forward. I think I need to do a thank you donors thing and put a list out of people who have donated. Current donors, you know, thank you very much for your help. This is where we're at. We need more donations to come in so that we can get more shirts out. I want people to get something for their money, which is why I came up with the shirt idea, which is why I'm trying to create as many designs as possible. I don't like the idea of sticking my hand out and saying, put something in my hand and I'm not going to put anything in yours, right? I want there to be a reciprocal back and forth for the donation. And 2 shirts for a donation is such a great deal, right? When it starts rolling, it's going to create so much revenue. It's going to be out of control. But it has to start rolling. It has to snowball. It has to pick up speed. And it's slow going so far. You know, I'm a patient man, so my depression is not patient. You know, give and take. But I'm starting to see in my head an actual weekly or bi-monthly updated advertisement for the reunion. Something fun and exciting and happening. Like a used car salesman from the 70s, 60s and 70s, used car salesman on TV. Low prices. Low mileage at low prices. And do the shirts like that. And do an advertisement for one shirt like an old commercial. And if you act now, you can get this commercial, or you can get this t-shirt, right? So we'll see how that goes. But I really want to give it a retro vintage thing. I'll probably use old cameras when I shoot it, and then run it through some filters to age it even more and make it, you know, and then put it on a TV on the screen, so the TV will click on and it'll be clicking through the channels, and then the advertisement for the shirts will pop on, you know. Yeah. I heard a noise outside. Somebody loading up for work. Oh my gosh. Like, no way. All right, I keep looking at the comments here, and the last 3 comments on here are bacon and eggs and pancakes, maybe potatoes, and then bacon, eggs, and pancakes. And I'm like, I've been staring at that for like a half an hour, and I'm just starving now. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. But now I'm starving. So, I think in about 8 minutes, I'm going to be running to the kitchen and starting to cook something. And because I have postponed my stuff until the end of the year, I will be here through Christmas. I will be here through Christmas. So the place should be decorated today, hopefully, if I can get my act together. And, yeah, straighten shit up. Every day, every morning, I take my camera and set it out here on a tripod out in the living room. I run my cables out to it. And then when I'm done with the show, I'll fold it back up, stick it behind me in the corner here on the tripod. Just stand the tripod up in the corner. And that's pretty much all I have to do to get ready for the show in the morning. Eventually, I'm going to mount some cameras on the other side of the room, kind of hidden, and then do my show that way, so that I won't have to move cameras around. I could just come in here, click on a few things, click on a few cameras, and go to town. So, it seems that we get a 4th viewer at the end of the last hour. So, good morning, whoever you are. Thanks for stopping by again. However, it's end of the show time. The show is from 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the West Coast. So stop by earlier and hang out, because if you like to talk and do stories and talk about things, or just hear me ramble, you know, I do it for 3 hours, 5 days a week. Just sit here and ramble. Of course, that's going to change as soon as I change my format a little bit. So, yeah, I'm wrapping up the last couple of weeks of an entire year of doing this show 5 days a week, 3 hours a morning. On Friday, we are going to go back again on Flashback Friday. We're going to go back again during the entire show and look at more of the first episodes from the first season. And I'll just push play, go to YouTube, push play, and watch some of those episodes. The first 3 episodes we jumped through, and I didn't say anything. I didn't say one word. I might have mumbled under my breath a couple of times, but I didn't speak to the camera, didn't address the camera. My thing was to pretend the camera isn't even there, right? And I did that for a while. And so by the 3rd episode that we finished watching last Friday, I hadn't said anything yet, right? So Thursday, I'm going to bring in some drawings and paintings that I've done in the last 10 or 15 years. And then Friday, we're going to look back at more shows. Tomorrow, we're just going to listen to some radio, old-time radio again in the morning before we get started here. And then I'm always willing and ready and able to talk about old-time radio, old movies, old TV. That's why I'm here. That's my shtick. That's what I do. That's what I love. Which is why in season 4 of Mornings, I'm going to condense this 3 hours of blah, blah, blah into 1 hour. and then I'm going to convert the show, segue into a different kind of show, and introduce a lot of the shit that I have in my house, like all of these reel-to-reels here. I pulled these out of a shelf where there are hundreds of those. So when I do a day where we talk about reels, I'll have several machines in here that we can set up and look at and talk about and use and open up and explore and talk about the reels. We'll do the same thing with 8-tracks and LPs and 45s and 78s. And we'll do the same thing with old board games and old computer games and old encyclopedias. We'll do trivia. There's so much more we can do than just sit here and go, yeah, I remember when I was young, right? So now we're going to go back and take a trip back when we were young and check out some of the things that we had back then, because my place is just full of that stuff, right? So that's where I'm going to change this upcoming year with season 4. We're really going to get into the past, right? The channel has got like 1,000 videos. Hundreds of those are educational films and old-time radio and television and stuff. So we've got a lot to talk about now. So that's my plan, Stan. So it's about time for me to say adios. So I'm going to put on my headphones here and get my end credits ready to roll, baby. All right. Wow, I can't believe it's been almost a year. Right? Well, hey, Joey, thanks for hanging out. Have a good day. Have fun down there in Florida. Be sure to check your mail and that kind of stuff. You guys know what to do, all right? Be kind to each other. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. And be sure to do something for yourself, not do something for somebody else, not just yourself, right? That's it. And most especially, stay weird, because if you ain't weird, nobody's going to be weird for you. All right, I am Michael, crazy old weird bearded guy, here to tell you that I love you, all right? And you matter. So you all take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I will see you on the flippity flip-flop. I might come back at some point this week in the evening and do a little Minecrafting to catch up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll check it out there, babies. Yeah, I want to come back and pump you up with the Minecrafting. All right, people. Love you. Adios. Yeah, I'll see you later, Joey.